Everyone thinks Santa watches bad kids. But in our town, we learned something worse. Santa only comes back for the ones who survived him. Christmas Eve was always silent in our house. Not peaceful silence, the kind that feels like the air itself is holding its breath. My mother used to lock every door by sunset, every window, even the fireplace, sealed with a metal plate bolted into the brick. Santa doesn't need chimneys anymore, she'd whisper. When I was little, I thought it was a joke, until the year my older brother disappeared. It happened Christmas morning. We woke up to no tree, no presents, no decorations, just a single sheet of paper lying in the middle of the living room floor. My name was written on it, in neat, careful handwriting. Below it, one sentence: "You were almost good enough." The police said my brother ran away. They always said that, but my mother didn't cry. She just stared at the paper and said, "He checked the list again." Years passed. I grew up, moved away, tried to forget. But every December, the same things happened. Footprints in fresh snow that stopped at the front door. Scratching sounds behind the walls at night. A low voice outside my bedroom whispering names I hadn't heard since childhood. And always, always, a piece of paper left behind. The list never got shorter. It got longer. Last year, my mother died 2 days before Christmas. I went back to the house alone. The locks were still there. The metal plate still sealed the fireplace. I told myself it was just fear, just old memories. Then, at 3:12 a.m., I heard footsteps on the roof. Slow, heavy, deliberate. Something slid down inside the walls. Not through the chimney, through the house itself. I hid in my childhood bedroom, clutching my phone, watching the door handle slowly turn. A shadow passed beneath the door, and then a voice. Not cheerful, not angry, tired, ancient. I checked the list again. The door opened. When I woke up, it was Christmas morning. The house was empty. No furniture, no photos, no decorations. Just a Christmas tree in the center of the living room. Under it, dozens of wrapped presents, each one labeled with a name. Every missing person from our town. And at the very top of the tree, a final piece of paper. My handwriting. It read, "Helper, promoted after final review." The police found me standing in the snow outside the empty house. I told them Santa was real. They laughed. Then they noticed the list in my pocket. This year's names were written in red. Everyone thinks Christmas begins at midnight. They're wrong. Midnight is when it decides who is allowed to stay real. On Christmas Eve, the silence came early. Not the peaceful kind, the kind that presses against your ears until you notice your own heartbeat and wonder if it's too loud. At 11:59 p.m., every clock in town froze. Not flickered, not failed, froze, like time itself was holding something in place. People later said the air felt heavy, like the world had leaned closer to listen. No one saw midnight arrive. There was no countdown, no bells, no sense of passing time. Then, suddenly, every clock jumped forward. From 11:59 p.m. to 1 a.m., an hour erased. Phones showed no data. Security cameras recorded only a single frozen frame. Heart monitors in the hospital showed flat, unbroken lines, then resumed as if nothing had happened. Doctors couldn't explain why no one had technically died, yet everyone felt like something had ended. People didn't see it. They felt it. A presence passed through houses without opening doors. It paused in bedrooms, lingered beside cribs, stood inches away from sleeping faces. Those who half woke described the same impossible sensation, like someone was reading them, not their thoughts, their importance. At dawn, the church doors stood open. Inside, the pews were filled with personal belongings, wallets, glasses, coats, shoes, arranged neatly, respectfully, as if their owners had stood up and forgotten how to sit back down. On the altar lay a book, not a Bible, a ledger, page after page of names written in red ink. Some crossed out, others circled, many left unfinished, names trailing off, letters never completed. On the final page were these words. These ones were removed. Life continued. That was the worst part. People went back to work. Families exchanged gifts. Children laughed. But something was wrong. Some people stopped casting reflections in mirrors, only briefly, only sometimes. Others forgot faces they should have loved. And a few, just a few, realized the truth. The missing hour didn't take people. It took their claim on the world. They still walked, still spoke, still breathed, but they were already fading. I noticed it this year. At 11:59 p.m., I looked at my hands. They felt distant, lightweight, optional. The clock ticked. Once, and for the first time ever. It didn't jump. It rolled forward to 12 a.m. The silence returned, but now I understood it. The hour wasn't missing before. It was waiting, and now it's here to finish what it started. Because I found the ledger this morning, and my name isn't crossed out. It's written faintly, as if already being erased. And somewhere nearby, Christmas is finally beginning. Just not for me. There's a rule my family never questioned. On Christmas Eve, if someone knocks after midnight, you don't answer. No peeking, no asking who it is, no matter how familiar the voice sounds. I learned why the year my little brother disappeared. It was Christmas Eve, 12:47 a.m. The house was quiet in that heavy winter way, when even the walls feel frozen. Snow pressed against the windows like the world was trying to get inside. My parents had gone to bed early. Too early. They were exhausted, distant, whispering all day like they were afraid of being overheard. I stayed awake in my room, scrolling on my phone, when I heard it. 3 slow knocks. Not loud, not urgent, polite. I froze. Then the voice came. Open up. I don't want to wake the others. It was my father's voice. But my father was asleep down the hall. The knocks came again. Exactly the same rhythm. 3. Pause. 3. I crept to my door and opened it just enough to see the hallway. My parents' bedroom door was shut. Quiet. The knocking came a third time. This time, closer. At the inside of the front door. My phone buzzed. A message from my mom. Don't answer. Don't speak. Don't look outside. I typed back with shaking hands. Who is it? The reply took a long time. It's doing the voices again. That's when my little brother's door opened. He was 6. Half asleep, dragging his blanket behind him. I heard Dad, he whispered. No, I hissed. Get back in your room. The voice changed. Now it was his. Please, it said softly. I forgot my key. My brother stepped toward the stairs. The knocking stopped. Silence stretched, thick, expectant. Then the voice spoke again, closer than before. I don't like being ignored. The front door handle turned. Slowly. Once. Twice. Then something scraped across the wood. Not nails. Something harder. Deliberate. My parents' door burst open. My dad grabbed my brother and pulled him back just as the knocking returned from inside the house. 3 knocks. On the living room wall. We ran upstairs and locked ourselves in the bathroom. My mom was crying quietly, rocking back and forth. That's not Santa, she whispered. It stopped being Santa years ago. What is it? I asked. She didn't answer. The knocking moved. Room to room. Always 3 times. Always patient. Always polite. Then my brother screamed. Not from fear. From excitement. He's here. My brother said, smiling at the bathroom door. He says I wasn't forgotten. The knocking stopped. My dad opened the door. The hallway was empty. So was my brother. No broken windows. No footprints. No sound. Just one thing left behind. A small gift box on the floor, wrapped neatly, with a tag. 2, the one they still notice. From Christmas. We moved the next year. New house. New rules. No Christmas decorations. No knocking after midnight. But every December, my parents become quieter, more distant. And this year, I noticed something terrifying. They hesitate before saying my name. Sometimes, they get it wrong. Tonight is Christmas Eve. It's almost midnight, and I just heard 3 polite knocks from my bedroom wall.